My name is Taylor Lililey, and this is the story of how I discovered my father's secret life. I was born with a silver spoon, having everything a child could ever want. As the only child, I was spoilt and grew up in a loving, picture-perfect family. My parents came from the island province of Papua New Guinea, and my grandparents on my father's side were prominent business people with enterprises all over the country. I felt truly blessed to be part of such a prosperous household. One morning, as I was packing my bags for school, my mother mentioned that she would be leaving for one of her usual business trips. She traveled frequently, sometimes every weekend or every other week, so I had grown accustomed to sending her off. Little did I know that this particular day would change my life forever. She dropped me off at school, reminding me that our driver would pick me up later. If I wanted to go home early, I could call him. It was a Friday, and school turned out to be unbearably boring, so by 10 a.m. I decided to leave early to prepare for a girls' night out at Crown Hotel. I had already informed my parents about it, and they were fine as long as they picked me up the next day. When the driver arrived, he looked unusually sad and worried. Concerned, I asked if he was okay, and he simply nodded. However, instead of taking the usual route home, he drove toward Salamana, which frustrated me. I urged him to hurry, and he made a strange sound, something I had never heard from him before, but I brushed it off. Upon reaching home, he quickly dropped me off and drove away to the company's vehicle base. Feeling a bit weak, I carefully walked along the long, wet pavement leading to the entrance of our home. The wind from Ella Beach sent a chill down my spine as I noticed that the main door was slightly open. This was unusual because our housekeeper typically left by midday unless there was a big cleanup. I stood still for a moment, listening for any sounds, but all I could hear was the soft breeze making the dreamcatcher sway on the balcony overlooking the ocean. As I stepped inside, the house was eerily silent, except for the sound of laughter coming from upstairs. My heart pounded as I recognized the source of the laughter, my parents' bedroom. Confused, I thought, but Mom left this morning. Could Dad be cheating? Questions flooded my mind as I cautiously made my way upstairs. The bedroom door was slightly ajar, and as I peered inside, I was met with the most shocking sight of my life. My father lying on the bed, surrounded by 3 other men. A startled gasp escaped me, causing my father to turn toward the door. Panic filled his eyes as he rushed toward me, but before he could reach me, I bolted down the stairs and ran into my mother's orchid garden, sobbing uncontrollably. My mind refused to believe what I had just witnessed. A warm hand suddenly touched my shoulder, pulling me into an embrace. It was my father. His soft voice trembled as he whispered, "My beautiful baby girl, I can explain." Through my tears, I demanded to know why he was cheating on my mother, but his response shook me even more. "Your mother knows." Tears streamed down my face as I refused to believe him. To prove his words, he took his phone and called my mother. On the other end, her voice was calm and steady. She reassured me that she had always known, and proceeded to tell me the full story. My father had discovered that he was transgender during his high school years. He had always been attracted to men, but due to our traditional customs and societal expectations, he knew he could never openly embrace his identity. His family would never accept him. To maintain appearances, he made an agreement with his best friend, my mother, to marry and have a child together to avoid suspicion. They were never truly a couple in the romantic sense. They were partners in a shared secret. As my mother continued speaking, my tears slowed. She revealed that she had a boyfriend, whom she spent time with during her business trips. He had no idea about the arrangement between her and my father. She told me that if I loved them, I had to keep this secret from my grandparents and everyone else. And for 2 years I did. I am sharing this story with my parents' permission. They have supported me through therapy and helped me navigate my emotions. I did not choose this situation, and I have no control over it, but with time, I learned to accept and live with it. Studying abroad and learning about how other children cope with having LGBTQ+ parents has given me a new perspective. I want to thank this channel for allowing me to share my story. It hasn't been easy, but understanding and love have helped me move forward.